I have been tracking the story of the NRA's role as a sort of conduit between Russia and the 2016 Trump campaign for months now. And the NRA, of course, the National Rifle Association, is the biggest gun lobby in the country. And McClatchy has been following this story for months. And Vivica Novak even joined me to discuss it some time ago and explain the path through which Russian money was coming through the NRA and being used to fund Donald Trump's campaign. And last week, we learned about Russian agent Maria Butina, and she was in the United States working for Russian interests without registering as a foreign agent. She has now been indicted, and this I told you last week. And in the days since, we found out that one of the organizations that she had infiltrated or was working with, depending on your point of view, I guess, is the NRA. So the NRA gets caught red-handed working with a Russian agent, sending millions of dollars to help Donald Trump's campaign. The same day of Maria Butina's indictment, a law was passed to protect the unnamed donors of the NRA. That's the story. I can go into more detail, but this is the crux of this corrupt situation we're in. On Monday last week, we learned about Maria Butina's indictment. On Tuesday, we learned that the previous night, the Treasury Department had changed a rule which clarifies that information on donors who give $5,000 or more to organizations like the NRA does not have to be given to the IRS. And we're also getting more information about the specifics of what Maria Butina was trying to do through the NRA. And lo and behold, huge shocker, her goal was to try to use the NRA to influence the Republican Party to be friendlier towards Russia, which is exactly what the Republican Party has been doing since Donald Trump was elected. And if you're wondering how much influence the NRA actually has on our elected officials beyond just what's going on with Donald Trump, of the 535 current members of Congress, meaning the 100 senators and 435 representatives, 307 out of 535, or almost 60%, either received direct contributions from the NRA or benefited from NRA advertising on their behalf, of course, in favor of them. Nearly 60% of the members of the House and Senate who benefited from NRA funds likely received Russian money in so benefiting from the NRA. They aren't even making an effort to hide it anymore. And why would they? Because there have really been no consequences to speak of thus far. Maybe there will be at some point, but so far there haven't. And what we actually need right now is the exact opposite of what this law is. We need laws passed to require more disclosure of dark money donors, more disclosure of donations to the NRA, of the organizations that take advantage of nonprofit status and do politics which they're not supposed to do. We're taking dark money, and by we, I mean Trump and his cronies. They are taking dark money. And when we learn that, hey, the dark money may be connected to illegal outside contributions, for example, like through Russia, they make the dark money even darker when what we need is actually sunshine to disinfect this malignancy. And Steven Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, goes in and does the exact opposite of what we actually need. And this rule change will make figuring out what actually happened with Butina, because we don't know yet, right? We're going to have even more trouble figuring out what did the NRA do? What did Butina do? What did Republicans do? It's going to be even more difficult, which is the goal. That is why Steven Mnuchin is doing this. And before this rule change, conceivably at least, it was possible to identify illegal foreign money given to American elections. This rule change will make it more difficult, and that's what they want. So this should be bigger news. Sadly, but not shockingly, it's not making big news. And it just so happens, by the way, that Maria Butina not only met with people from the NRA, she also met with Treasury officials, which is the organization responsible for changing this rule. And that's what I want to talk about next, which is arguably as big or an even bigger scandal. I'm really thrilled to tell you that today's program is made possible in part by betterhelp.com/Pakman. As many of you know, I have been working very hard on this program to reduce stigma around mental health, to reduce stigma around seeking help. And I have a family that is very involved
in mental health. And if you've not already heard about BetterHelp, it is a tremendous resource. BetterHelp gives you, through your phone and computer, affordable private access to licensed, trained, accredited, experienced psychologists, counselors, therapists, and clinical social workers who are dedicated to helping you through whatever is going on in your life. You just go to betterhelp.com/Pakman, fill out a questionnaire. They will match you with a counselor that will work best for you. They are LGBT friendly. You can even say, I want a counselor who's not religious, if that's important to you. If your initial match isn't a good vibe, you can switch to a different counselor. And the beauty is that not only do you get unlimited counseling over video, phone, and text from at home and on the go, it is way cheaper than in-person counseling. And after 3 months, it becomes even cheaper for you. They also have financial aid for people who need help paying, but you get the same professional licensed therapy that you would by going to someone's office. And I believe that so many people would benefit from therapy, whether you're dealing with an acute situation in your life, whether there are bigger picture difficulties that you're experiencing. Please consider checking out betterhelp.com/Pakman. It's easy to sign up and get started. We've put a link in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Once again, that is betterhelp.com/PAKMAN.